Let me tell you something no one's ever said to your face. The truth is simple but brutal. Life is going to hurt. Growth is going to break you before it builds you. And success, real success, doesn't show up with a welcome sign. It shows up with pain, sacrifice, and moments where you want to quit more than anything. But here's the problem. No one tells you that up front. They wrap the journey in glitter. They sell you comfort. They say, follow your passion, like it's some magical path paved with ease. But that's a lie. And deep down, you know it. Comfort is a lie. It disguises itself as peace, but it's just a slow death in disguise. Because while you're sitting in comfort, time is still moving. Life is still moving. And guess what? So are the people who decide to trade their comfort for discipline. Comfort is the slow killer. It whispers to you, rest a little longer. You've earned it. It convinces you that struggle means something's wrong. But that's backwards. Struggle means you're alive. It means you're climbing. So let me ask you, because there's a difference. Wanting the dream means you're ready to do what it takes, no matter what it costs. But chasing the feeling of the dream, that's just pretending. That's living in fantasy. That's watching other people do it while you scroll and wish. Dreams cost, and the currency is pain, discipline, sacrifice, waking up early, failing again, getting laughed at, being misunderstood, falling flat on your face and getting back up when it makes no sense to try again. You say you want to rise, you're gonna have to bleed for it. You say you want to lead, you're gonna have to suffer for it. You say you want change, then prepare to be uncomfortable, deeply uncomfortable, because by the end of this, you won't see pain as the enemy anymore. You'll see it as a gift, a mirror, a teacher, a door. And if you have the courage to walk through it, everything on the other side changes. Let's break the silence around pain. Let's expose the lie. You've been conditioned to run from discomfort. From the moment you were old enough to fall and cry, the world rushed in to stop your tears. Every scraped knee was bandaged too fast. Every hard moment softened too soon. And as you got older, the message got louder. Avoid pain, stay safe, choose ease, and we bought it. We believed that discomfort was dangerous, that struggle meant failure, that if it hurts, you must be doing something wrong. Let me tell you something. That mindset is poison. Life doesn't happen in a safe zone. It happens where you stretch, where you fail, where you sweat and bleed. Comfort zones don't grow people. They trap them. They shrink their spirit. They dim their fire. If you've been playing it safe, avoiding the difficult, the awkward, the scary, you're not living. You're hiding. And life doesn't reward hiding. Pain isn't the enemy. Avoiding it is. When you dodge pain, you dodge growth. When you numb discomfort, you numb progress. That's the real danger, not pain itself, but what happens when you run from it. Think about this. How many times have you avoided doing something because it made you uncomfortable? Starting that business, having that hard conversation, saying no, saying yes, showing up even when you felt weak. And what did that avoidance give you? Peace or regret? Because here's the truth. If you keep hiding from the fire, you'll never forge steel. Steel is made in the furnace. So is character. So is grit. So is the version of you that you keep talking about but haven't met yet. Muhammad Ali once said, I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. That's what fire does. It hurts, but it builds. It burns off the fear, the excuses, the lies. It tempers you into something stronger than before. So no, you're not broken. You're just in the process. That pit you're in, it's not a grave. It's a trench. It's where warriors are made. It's where resilience is born. The pain you feel right now is not proof that you're failing. It's proof that you're becoming the person who doesn't flinch at challenge, becoming the one who runs into the storm, not away from it, becoming the one who leads, who rises, who pushes through. But only if you stop running and start facing it, because the fire isn't here to destroy you. It's here to reveal who you really are. And what's waiting on the other side is worth every scar. Pain is a messenger, not a monster. It's not here to torment you. It's here to talk to you, to warn you, to guide you. Pain says, wake up. It says, change something. It says, there's more, and you dig. But most people never listen. They cover their ears with comfort, drown it out with distraction, and in doing so, they miss the message. They miss the lesson. Pain is the body's alarm system, the soul's signal. It doesn't come from nowhere, and it sure as hell doesn't show up for fun. Every ache is an invitation to grow. That heartbreak, an invitation to build boundaries and self-worth. That failure, an invitation to learn, adapt, and strengthen your resolve. That disappointment, an invitation to raise your standards, not lower your hope. It's the same principle in the gym. You tear to build. That's the law of strength. When you lift heavy, your muscles literally break down. They rip, they stretch, and then only then do they rebuild stronger, bigger, more capable. In life, it works exactly the same way. You don't grow by staying whole. You grow by breaking, by rebuilding, by rising again. Fire doesn't just burn, it purifies. It removes what's weak. It clears what no longer serves you. It brings everything fake to the surface so it can melt away. Pain is the fire, but you are the gold. And fire doesn't destroy gold, it refines it. Now, here's the hard part. Comfort is temporary. Regret is forever. You can choose short-term ease and live with long-term disappointment, or you can choose short-term struggle and earn long-term pride. You can sleep in now and wake up with the same problems. Or you can rise up early and build a life that makes you proud. You can avoid the difficult path and stay exactly where you are. Or you can step into the hard truth and finally move forward. But you can't have both. This is where the transformation begins. Not when it's easy, not when it feels good, but right here in the stretch, in the sting, in the silence, where no one sees your fight. You are not weak because it hurts. You are not failing because you struggle. You are becoming right now the strongest version of yourself, but only if you choose to stay in the fire. Only if you stop asking for ease and start fighting for change. Only if you see pain for what it truly is. Not the end of you, but the beginning. And let's get one thing clear, you can't have both. Comfort feels good, but growth is what changes your life. Comfort says you're fine where you are. Growth says you're capable of more. One protects your feelings, the other protects your future. So what's it gonna be? You can stay safe, or you can get stronger. But don't lie to yourself. Safe doesn't mean fulfilled. Safe doesn't mean happy. Safe just means stuck. It hurts to show up when you're tired. It hurts to work on your dream while others party. It hurts to fail publicly, to fall, to get back up again. But let me ask you this. Regret for the chances you didn't take. Regret for staying silent. Regret for playing small. That doesn't just hurt, that haunts. You think discipline is painful? Try looking back in 10 years and realizing you never even started. Try explaining to your kids, your spouse, yourself that you could have, but you didn't. That's the pain that never leaves. Every struggle is a weight, lift it or let it crush you. You ever been in the gym? When that bar is on your back, you only get two choices. Stand up with it or get buried beneath it. Life works the same way. The pressure's not going anywhere. The challenges aren't disappearing. You either rise or you break. You either push or you fold. And here's the thing, the weight doesn't get lighter, you get stronger. But only if you choose to keep lifting. This isn't punishment, it's training. Life isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. Pain isn't here to tear you apart, it's here to tear away your weakness, your doubt, your excuses. Every obstacle is an opportunity, every failure is feedback, every rejection is redirection. Look at anyone who's made it, athletes, leaders, survivors. They all face pain. The difference is they didn't take it personally. They took it seriously. They saw pain not as a signal to stop, but as a sign to keep going. Stop waiting for it to get easier. Get stronger. Let me break it to you. Easy is not coming. There's no magic moment where the path clears and the pain vanishes. You're not going to wake up one day suddenly fearless, suddenly motivated, suddenly perfect. That's a fantasy. Real strength comes when you push anyway. When you train your mind like a muscle, when you stop negotiating with your weakness, it doesn't get easier. You get tougher. Your pain has a purpose, lean into it. That heartbreak, teaching you what love isn't. That failure, teaching you what works and what doesn't. That delay, teaching you patience and trust. Your pain's not wasted. It's not random. It's not meaningless. It's a fire, yes, but you are the iron. And every time you choose to walk through it, every time you embrace the struggle, you're shaping something unshakable inside of you. Because growth isn't just about what you get, it's about who you become. This is the moment that defines you, not the highlight reels, not the good days. Right here, when you feel empty, tired, fed up, and done. This is the part that separates the winners from the watchers. When the pressure is high, when your body's screaming stop, when your mind whispers, no one would blame you if you gave up. That's the moment. Not to quit, but to decide. The mind will break before the body unless you train it. Physically, you've got more in you. Science proves it. Navy SEALs call it the 40% rule. When you feel done, you're only at 40% of what you're capable of. But your mind, it panics. It looks for comfort. It tells you the pain means stop. That voice is a liar, and it's time to shut it down. Because when your mind says quit, it's just a test of who's in control, your emotions or your mission. Tired? Good. That means you're close. The resistance always gets stronger near the breakthrough. It's darkest right before the dawn. The mountain steepens near the summit. That's why most people quit right before it happens, right before the win, right before the shift, right before the moment everything changes. Don't let that be you. You are not drowning. You're becoming. It feels like you can't breathe, like the weight's too much. But guess what? You're just being stretched, stressed, shaped. You're not drowning. You're learning to breathe deeper. Like a muscle underwater, you're building stamina. Like a mind under pressure, you're building grit. It feels like drowning now, but soon it'll feel like flying. The excuse you believe is the life you settle for. Every time you say, I can't, that becomes your reality. Every time you say, I'm too tired, that becomes your pattern. Every time you say, maybe later, you train yourself to delay your destiny. Excuses feel safe, but they cost more than they give. You can believe your excuse or you can believe in your power, but you can't believe both. Quit and you start over. Push and you level up. That's the rule. You don't stay still. Every quit resets the climb. Every push earns momentum. You're either pressing forward or falling back. And sometimes the biggest progress happens 1 second after you want to stop. This is the furnace of champions. Michael Jordan didn't just practice when it was fun. He showed up when it sucked. Kobe didn't become Kobe by giving half effort. Oprah didn't become Oprah by backing down when she was told no. They all hit the wall and broke through it. You want to win? Then step into the heat. This is the furnace where grit is forged, where champions are made. Let that sink in. If you're suffering right now, it might be because the pain has no direction. Turn it, use it, channel it, put the pain to work, use it to train, to build, to speak, to fight, to rise. Your future is decided right here. What will you do? Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. This is your turning point. You either get bitter or you get better. You either break or you build. You either let it stop you or you let it start you. Because when you refuse to quit at your lowest, that's when your story begins. Pain is a tunnel. You don't live there. You push through. Pain is not your home. It's your path. It's not the end. It's the way forward. But too many people set up camp in the dark. They get stuck in heartbreak. They replay the failure. They relive the trauma. And in doing so, they never move. You're not meant to stay in the tunnel. You're meant to walk through it. Keep walking. Keep breathing. Keep pushing. The light is not behind you. It's ahead of you. You see that scar? That's strength. That's your body or your soul saying, yeah, I took the hit, but I'm still standing. Scars mean you've been through something. They're the map of your battles. And if you survive that, What makes you think you can't survive this? Scars are not shameful. They're sacred. You're not supposed to stay the same. Why are you so afraid of change? You're not meant to live life on repeat. You're supposed to evolve, to stretch, to become more. The pain is just the pressure that forces the change. A seed doesn't grow until it breaks. A caterpillar doesn't fly until it dissolves. You're no different. Transformation hurts, but it's worth every tear. You might cry. You might fall apart. You might want to run. But if you keep going, if you stay in the fight, if you trust the process, you will emerge as someone stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than ever before. Ask anyone who's truly changed. They'll tell you it cost them, but they'll also say they do it again because pain has a payoff and growth has glory. You're becoming the version of you that can't be broken. That version is rising. Right now, every day you push, every tear you wipe, every time you get back up when quitting would be easier, that's not weakness, that's rebirth. You're not just changing your habits, you're changing your identity. You're shedding the old and building the unshakable. Let the pain mold you, not mute you. Don't let pain shut you down. Let it shape you up. Let it speak, but don't let it silence. Let it press, but don't let it paralyze. Let it burn, but let it build. You were never meant to live untouched. You were meant to live transformed. And that happens when you stop fearing the fire and start becoming the flame. You think pain is bad? Try regret. Pain hurts, no question, but regret haunts. Pain comes in moments. It hits hard, but it passes. Regret is different. It lingers. It whispers to you late at night. It shows up years later in the form of what if. What if I had tried? What if I hadn't quit? What if I had spoken up, stepped up, or stayed in the fight just one more round? Let me tell you something. You don't want to meet the version of you who didn't try. You don't want to live with the silence of dreams that died because you were too afraid to grow. The price of staying the same is everything you want. We all want the result. We want the joy, the freedom, the strength. But the ticket to get there, it costs you your comfort. It costs you your excuses. It costs a part of you that wants to coast through life. If you don't pay the price, you don't get the reward. Simple, brutal, true. You want more? Then give more. You want change? Then stop clinging to what's killing your potential. Because the truth is, every second you stay the same, you're sacrificing who you could become. You're worried about change? You should be worried about staying the same. You're scared of failure? You should be terrified of never trying. You're avoiding discomfort? You might be building a future filled with it. That job you hate but refuse to leave? That relationship you tolerate instead of fix? That dream you keep putting off year after year? You're not avoiding fear, you're feeding it. And fear grows in silence, in delay, in stillness. Pain is temporary. Stuck is forever. Yes, growth hurts. Starting over hurts. Discipline hurts. But they all pass. They give way to strength, to change, to pride. Staying stuck, that becomes your reality. It hardens. It locks you in. You are not built to stay where you are. You are built to evolve, to rise, to push forward. So stop living like time is infinite, because it's not. If you don't change, nothing changes. Your life doesn't just improve because you wish it. It improves because you work for it, bleed for it, choose it. And if you don't choose growth, then guess what? Life will choose stagnation for you. You either move forward with the pain of progress, or you live forever in the pain of potential that was never fulfilled. The cost of not changing is high. So ask yourself, is your comfort worth your calling? The fire is already in you, fan it. You don't need someone to light your fire. You already have the spark. You already have the reason. You already have the pain, the past, the hunger. You just forgot how to feed it. That fire inside you, it's not gone. It's just buried under fear, under failure, under years of being told you're not enough. But guess what? Fire doesn't die, it waits. And now it's time to fan it. Keep showing up, keep breaking limits, Consistency beats talent. Discipline beats motivation. Relentless effort beats perfect conditions. You want to be unstoppable? Then stop waiting for ideal. Show up when it's hard. Show up when you're tired. Show up when no one's clapping. Every time you show up for yourself, you prove something, that the old limits don't apply anymore. Limits are made to be tested. Comfort zones are made to be crushed. So keep showing up, because the person who shows up again and again, that's the person the world can't ignore. You are the storm you've been waiting for. Stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. Stop waiting for permission, for perfect timing, for motivation to knock. You're it. You're the answer. You are the force that changes your life. You are not a victim of the storm. You are the storm. You shake the ground. You change the weather. You don't adapt to fear, you demolish it. Don't just endure pain, own it. This isn't just something you survive. It's something you command. Own your pain like a champion. Own it like a sculptor owns the chisel. Own it like it's your tool, not your enemy. When you stop resenting the pain and start mastering it, you become dangerous. You become the kind of person who bends reality, who rises in moments others would break. What you become will make the pain worth it. Look ahead. Look at who you're becoming. Wiser, stronger, clearer, fierce. The version of you who chose to rise, that version walks with power, with presence, with purpose. You'll look back one day, not with bitterness, but with pride, because every tear, every failure, every lonely night was building something. And that something is you. You've heard it. You felt it. Now it's time to decide. No more blaming time. No more waiting for signs. No more letting pain define your path. You've been handed the truth. Now what will you do with it? The pain is coming either way. Make it count. Life doesn't give you a pain-free option, but it does give you a choice. Pain of growth or pain of regret. Pain of discipline or pain of disappointment. Pain that breaks you or pain that builds you. It's coming either way. But if you're gonna hurt for something that matters, hurt for the dream, hurt for the breakthrough, hurt for the life you were born to live. Because pain is part of the process, but it doesn't have to be the prison. You don't have to stay here. You don't have to shrink. You can rise, you can move, you can fight, but no one can choose it for you. This is your line in the sand, step over it. No turning back, no rewinding, no what ifs. Step into the fire. Step into the version of you that doesn't quit. Step into the storm and become the force that rewrites your story right here, right now. This is the moment. Push through the pain or stay stuck in it. You choose.